Batman Cape Crusader, Season 1, Episode 8. And this episode felt very classical. Like, this is the one where, like, the characters are kind of acting like the characters that they normally are. And, like, Batman at the start of the show, he's very distant, very guarded. He's even guarded towards Alfred. He's like, he doesn't see the gray of things. He just says, "You're a criminal, you're a criminal, you're a criminal." I mean, AK Catmull, right? Um, and this is clumsy. What are you doing, you fool? Blah 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 blah. That type of thing. Well, this one, he's quite open. He's like, "Let me help you. Let me try to fix you. Let me try to, guide you and all that kind of stuff." And maybe it has to do with our villains being kids. I mean, the main plot is it's a series of missing children happening at a carnival because there's this girl sucking the life out of other kids, and I guess the idea they're orphans, they're orphans. No one's gonna care for these kids. No one cares for them. They have no home, no official home. You could always say they just run away and stole away and all that kind of stuff. And the interesting thing about it so having because of that, Bruce is as Batman is very more like, let me help you, let me guide you, let me, like, this is not the way to do things. Let me help for your addition and that. Meanwhile, you got this other character arc of Harvey Dent, because Harvey Dent this acts a lot like, at least halfway through the episode, he's acting more like the more classical Harvey Dent. Like, he wants to fix Gotham, but he's just a cocky, unlikable son of a bitch who more cares about his votes than people, and the voters are smelling that. People smelling that, and he goes to the mob trying to fix the votes, realizing it's not the way. Um, Wilfred Thorne is asking, "Hey, I want you to do this. I want you to drop the charges on this guy." Doesn't happen, and he gets acid in his face. So it's, you get that sense of. Meanwhile, at the beginning of the season, he's just this cocky son of a bitch that, more likely people are just going to follow him because it's better than the mayor that you have now. So you got that arc. You have that kind of journey towards it. So when Harvey does become Two-Face, which is the final two episodes, you have not much of a emotional arc and the tragic of it, but more on the lines of, you realize this is a guy who realized what he was doing was wrong and he wanted to fix it and work on it and becoming the person that we know, the regular Harvey, the more classical version of Harvey that would be. And that. The one play I would see people having with this episode, like, I want these people, like, fan service is not a dirty word. Good fan service for me is when fan service doesn't feel like fan service, where it just feels natural to the story. Because you may say, like, fan service, well, having Harvey Dent is fan service. Having Harley Quinn is fan service. Having Penguin is fan service. Having Two-Face is fan service in this show. But with this episode alone, we have, well, at least the ones I noticed, you have, because this whole episode is set at a carnival, you have Killer Croc. Of course, this version of Killer Croc is he just has scaly skin. He's not a crocodile in this. Who will, of course, become, but normally he's Killer Croc. In some version, he is a full-ass crocodile. Then you have one of the orphan kids being Kelly for the Dark Knight Returns with the spin shot and everything, and of course fights alongside Batman, so you have a little bit of a Batman Robin Dark Knight Returns feel with that. And during the big fight at the end, you got a Batman Returns reference, which is where our villain goes and says, "How could you? I'm a child. Oh, I'm sorry." and it's like, Saka, I kicked you, um, which is what Catwoman says. How could you? I'm a woman. You know, that kind of. And there's a couple references there, and I'm like, you know what? Like Katie Kelly, it's one of those things. Like if you know who the character is, it's like, oh yeah, Katie Kelly. But if you don't know, it's just another character. Or same with Killer Croc showing up. It's just like, oh, here's just another character. His name is Whalen, and that's it. Probably if you know the Batman 10th reference, yeah, that might be a little bit like ha 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 ha. But for me, good fan service is when fan service doesn't feel like fan service. It feels natural to the story. I think sometimes for us is where if you are aware what the surface is, you just go, oh, for fuck's sakes. Or sometimes I feel like maybe, being online sometimes hurts because you just like, you can just smell what is happening a mile away. So, yeah, I won't lie. I'm quite interested with the final 2 episodes. I've been liking this show. I've been engaged with the show. The whole binge watch. It's been a while since I've done a binge. I think also because all these episodes are literally like 24 to 22-minute episodes if you cut all the credit stuff or cut all the credits. So, yeah, we've got 2 more episodes: The Killer Inside and Savage Night. Comment below what you thought of this episode, and let me finish off the season with the last 2 episodes.